It's Thursday night and we are ready for reading, writing, whatever you want, sprints. I'm joined by Alex. It feels like it's been a while since we've done this together.
It has. It's been a hot minute. I'm very excited to see everyone and catch up with everyone and see what you've all been doing. So that's super cool. Thank you for having me, as always.
Where are you up to with your book, if you can tell us? Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone, guys. It's gone. Can you believe it? So it's out there. We have finished the copy edit. So it's gone through the lovely copy eds to SNS, and yeah, we should see an announcement for it very soon.
Yay!
So I will be starting book 2 today.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Isn't publishing wild though? Because I'm finishing my book like nowish that's coming out in April and being printed in January, and it's like timescales are so weird, aren't they? Like your book isn't announced and comes out later in the year, but you finished it before me. Like publishing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Publishing is wild, isn't it? But yeah, I'm very happy and very excited. I've had my synopsis approved, so now all that remains is to write it. Although I should say that my synopsis did include a big line of question marks in the middle where I'm not sure what's going to happen.
I got approved.
So we'll see.
That is free reign for you to be fully as Alex as you want to be in the middle of your synopsis.
How much Alex is too much Alex, though, is my question.
Well, what was the thing that they wanted you to take out last time?
The child crusher.
Oh, yeah. So maybe that's like a perfect space for some child crushing. I don't know.
Yes, maybe we should have that at the very beginning, just it could come back in with a bang. Perhaps that some rejigging needs to be done. But yeah, I'm mega excited. I'm ready. Should be good. What are you working on today?
So I finished my Mina copy edits, and then there was some, I did tell my publisher, although it's been copy edited, there's some stuff I still want to do, and she was fine with it. So I'm working on the things I still want to do and the things that Kev has had some ideas, and then in like a week and a bit that needs to go. So that will be being typeset then, so I can still make a few edits then, but not many. So it needs to be pretty good in just every week, and it's nearly there. It's just at that point where I know there's still a few weak scenes and I need to just beef them up and get them really good, because that'll get proofread then. So there's like just not any room for improvement up to that point, apart from little errors, I think. So
I understand. You can do it. I believe in you.
Thank you.
You are amazing.
Thank you.
And it will be fine.
I really hope you're right. Let's see who's in the chat with us, so we can find out what people are doing.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. Hi, Sharon.
Hello, Sharon.
Hi, Kay.
Hello.
Oh, I want to read that hand. That sounds so good. I saw it around quite a lot on social media, and I've seen it in a few bookshops, and I'm trying not to buy any more books this year, but it's proving very difficult. That sounds awesome. Tell us about the short story, if you want to. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's such a thing. There's too much.
Oh, you.
Ooh, that sounds very lovely, Sharon. That sounds very lovely.
That sounds amazing. Very
I'm also
cool.
reading a book which I think Sharon might have already read because she's super speedy. I'm still reading the CJ Tudor vampire book, Alex. Adult vampires.
Oh, wow.
Set in Alaska, a police officer has gone. She specializes in vampire crime because it's a thing in this world. And she's gone to investigate a killing that may have been committed by a vampire. And if it's true, she can decide whether to authorize a cult of a whole community of vampires. So there's this human town and this vampire town. It's so good.
Sounds amazing.
The Gathering.
What is the book called?
The Gathering. It comes out in April, and they've just announced the cover, so it's pre-orderable.
Oh my God.
Very, very good.
Oh, it's here. I've got it. I've opened 2 tabs, so I've had to open one for Hatchet Girls as well.
Yes.
Thank you, Han, for destroying my wallet again.
Kev, can you just pass me? You better watch out, and I can just show. So this is the book we are reading in December, the YA Book Club. You better watch out. Ooh. It's about a girl who gets a different present every day at the beginning of September. She's getting one present a day, and she thinks it's really fun at first, and then they start to get really sinister and things start going wrong. It sounds fun. Amazing. The YA Book Club picked it, so I'm excited to dive into this one. But I'm not as ahead of the game as Caroline is. and organised and starting to read it. It's so good, Sharon. I'm really enjoying it. I'm at that point where I've got about 80 pages left. I'm like, I want to finish it, but I don't because it's so good. I just want to keep reading it for a bit longer. And I haven't got any time, to be fair, at the moment because I'm in pure edit mode, which I think we should get on with. So what are you doing then to start writing this book? Like, do you literally open, now you've got a synopsis, do you open and write, or are you plotting?
So essentially what I've done, I will just jump straight in. I'm literally setting it up as we speak. So I'm choosing my font, everyone. I've gone for a tasteful Garamond. I don't know how everyone feels about that, but that is my preferred font. I'm setting up my little contents page so I can keep track of where I'm at. And then I'm going to add a new page now, and we're going to type chapter 1.
Yay!
And then I'm probably going to sit and stare at this screen for about half an hour, and then I'll write one sentence.
So Alex, if you think she's frozen, she hasn't. She's just been frozen by her blank page.
Yes.
I'm weird with first lines. Like, they either come straight away and I use that first line for the, like, all the way through my edits and everything, and like it doesn't change, or I agonize over it forever. And recently the first lines have been fine. It's the rest of the book I have the problem with. So generally I don't have too much of a problem with the blank page. I just plod on because I'm a plodder. It's fine. I don't need to be inspired and like write 10,000 words in a day or anything. I can write 200 and that's okay because I just keep plodding through. Notice all the like animal paw. That's how I type, you see.
I think that's a good strategy. You know, I always think it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you don't stop. And I know that when you've got a deadline, I mean, I have a deadline, you guys, to finish this, and it'll be about 50,000 words long. I want to have it done by the end of February. So I've worked out that I've got 90 days. Someone correct me if my maths is wrong, but I think I've got 90 days to get it done. And I do have schools in the meantime that will need my attention. But my hope is that even on the school days, I can still write a little bit and keep pushing it forward. So hopefully.
That sounds brilliant. To me, 1,000 words, 500 to 1,000 words a day, because I only generally write in an evening, as you know. I don't ever really do a full day write unless it's an odd thing. So I write 500 to 1,000 and repeat, and then like 90 days later, a book appears.
Yeah, that's great though. That is great. I think that I need to do 555 words every day to average. You know, like how you work it out for NaNoWriMo. Although after what's happened with NaNoWriMo recently, I realized that maybe that's not the best thing to be, you know, talking about and giving a platform to.
I've not heard any. Has there been bad things about NaNoWriMo?
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else in the chat has heard about it, but apparently some child protection issues, shall we say, revolving around keeping young people safe online and not funneling them into weird sex websites through unmoderated forums or forums moderated by perverts. So yeah, no good basically.
Oh dear.
Which I found deeply upsetting because I mean I've done Nano. I did Nano as a teenager and loved it. So you know, I was absolutely gutted.
The thought that they're not protecting people. Hopefully they'll do something about it though, if this is like an oversight of a massive cataclysmic nature, but hopefully this will.
I think it's been brushed under the rug from what I've heard by the higher ups. Yeah, really, really rubbish. But I would encourage everyone to go and read up on it if you are a someone who has history with them like I am. But I will be. Hopefully around 550 words a day would do me. But knowing me, some days it'll probably be 200 and other days it'll be a little bit more. So hopefully.
That will even out. Yeah, Han's with you. That is so shocking.
I'm so sorry, Han. I was so sad to read it. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's really bad. I mean, it's really bad what happened, and then not to handle it afterwards is even worse.
I think sometimes there's this tendency when you have a community, when one mod does something, or handles something incorrectly, or is corrupt, or is committing a crime against young people, as as this case was, that rather than addressing it head on, just covering it up so that the whole flock doesn't look bad. Do you know what I mean?
I
But yeah,
understand trying to protect
rubbish.
something that's really valuable to a lot of people, but also you can protect that thing and remove the awful element and
Yeah, I
apologize and
agree.
say that now you have learned and you're moving on. And if they've not done that, that's really bad.
Yeah, I agree. I will alert you in our little chat, Amy, as to what's been occurring there. But yeah, it made me quite angry.
Oh, I'm going to do some research. Well, not during this sprint because I really do need to work, but yes, I will.
Yes.
I'm totally in a muddle now with all my little bits of paper, so I'm going to disappear and find bits of paper. Oh no, I put it under here. My laptop fan was disguising the work. So I'm a professional here. So I need to get myself sorted, and then I'm going to plunge straight into the Mina editing. So I will pop the timer on. We'll probably do 40 minutes chat, 40 minutes chat, and then 30 minutes. I may be watching Haunted Mansion, my last one, because I've just started watching it. I'm enjoying it, actually. The new version. Have you seen it?
I really enjoyed it, I really, really enjoyed it.
I'm surprised how much. I'm normally really worried about remakes and think, oh, they're going to be rubbish, but the cast's really good and it's fun, like the setup and what they're
and I
doing.
think it goes really well with the existing film as well, having them both kind of side by side. I really, really loved it. I thought it was good fun. It made me laugh.
There's an homage to the ride bit that's very funny. That's the bit we've just got to that I really appreciated, which I won't spoil for anybody who does like the ride.
Have you seen the candle yet?
I don't think
when
so.
he tries to blow when the candle tries to like blow himself out.
Oh no, I don't
funny.
think I've seen that.
Although he does look quite phallic, I have to say. People have pointed this out online. He does look rather interestingly shaped. So I'm sure it would still be child friendly. But there you go. Just see what you think.
Okay, now you've said that, I'm going to watch out for it. Yeah, we're about halfway through, I think. So
yeah,
I watched it. I was very tired, so I could have also missed it. Okay, I'm going to put the kitty timer on, and then we will get started. So we'll see you in 40 minutes. Let us know in the chat what you are. Okay, number 2. Wow.
Hello.
It. First 40
Hi.
minutes done. How'd it go, Alex?
Yeah, it's all good. Gosh, guys, look at how red my face is. I'm sorry, I'm sat here next to the radiator and I'm in my big jumper as well, so I'm feeling very cozy. We have a beginning. I've done 741 words.
Wow, cool.
Yes, so I've written a bit of dialogue between our human protagonist and my favourite character, who is not human, but is here to cause a lot of trouble. So I've really enjoyed that. It was good fun.
How
about you? How have you done, Amy?
Yeah, good. I am applying some Kev edits at the moment, and some of them are quite intense. So I'm like, where somebody says something and you're like, oh, I think you're right, but how do I fix that? So I've been doing a lot of face pulling, I think, into camera, like trying to think, because it's that final point of just checking, like, somebody says one thing in this scene and it doesn't quite tally with what they said in that one, or they've already said the same thing twice, and it's that real nitty gritty of trying to make sure it just reads really smoothly.
Yes, that's
which
hard,
is a bit of a headache, because you're reading it and you're like, I feel like I've read this before. Have I read it in this scene, or have I read the precise same conversation in another scene? So it's trying to figure out stuff like that.
Or are you just? Do you think that you remember it from before because you've been planning it out in your head, or have you actually written it down?
Yeah. Because quite often, I do sometimes think, where is this scene? Like, I'm sure I've written this, and I've just fantasized about stuff so much sometimes that I think I've written it and I haven't.
Yes, I know what you mean. I quite often do that. In fact, actually, I will do that when I'm just talking to people. I'll think I've said something and I haven't. I've just thought it. Or I'll say something out loud and not realize that I've said it. I'm terrible for doing that. To Tress, my boyfriend, he's very patient with me. But sometimes it is a little bit like talking to a Furby, I suppose. Blah, 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 blah.
I think it's the creative brain. Our brains are doing this. So our mouths and our typing isn't always coordinated with the kind of intense world that's going on here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a very elegant way of putting it. See, Tress said to me the other day that he thinks that the reason why I've been sleepwalking so badly lately is because I need to write. I need to get all of this nonsense out and down. You guys will understand when I can tell you my title and you see some of these characters. But yeah, it's very much middle grade craziness. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
Ready for news. Let's see how the people in the comments are doing. Yes, I am hoping to. I've started planning out books and things. I've enjoyed doing it this year, so that is currently the plan. Oh, that sounds nice. Christmas dinner. That's the perfect
Starting
time.
Christmas dinner early.
Yeah.
Has anyone had a mince pie yet?
I had one ridiculously early in, like, I feel like October or something, or like early November, and I haven't had one since. How about you?
I had one in October. I must admit, but it's because our D&D group, there was some hot debate over how early is too early for a mince pie, and I was feeling a bit rebellious. I felt like, don't tell me what to do. So I just had one. Why not?
That sounds like a quality reason to have a mince pie. In case anybody's wondering what's happening, Kev's looking for a charger cable for a laptop, which I will help him with in the next sprint. So if you can see like Kev
appearing in the mirror, little floating head.
And here, like, stomping around the rat lounge, she's like lifting stuff up and trying to figure out where this cable is, because like they're so annoyingly easy to shove under furniture and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, I know what you mean. My headset ran out and I was looking for this, couldn't find it, and then did find it. So I'm sorry if anyone saw my startlingly red trousers on the camera, but yes, I'm all sorted now.
Nothing wrong with a pair of startlingly red trousers. Yeah, Kevin does like do life edits as well as he edits my videos, he edits my books, and just makes sure that life is functioning. So I do the same for him, though.
You're a team, though. That is so lovely. I mean, I have a similar thing with my partner Tress. We've been together for 15 years. Although I must confess, he's not read Rules for Vampires.
See, I've read more of your books than he has. That's controversial, isn't it?
I know. Maybe you should be my boyfriend, Amy. Clearly.
Come and join the club. You can join in. I'm sure Kev would be quite happy with that. That really came out wrong, you know.
Okay, guys, we're done. Okay, see you later.
I meant that really innocently.
I know you did, but it's hilarious because of the way that you say it, and yet you're such a pure soul.
Oh, somebody said something really rude at work the other day, and I was just like the only person in the room who didn't get it. And in the end, I was just like, "Can somebody please explain it to me? Because I don't understand like the rude joke that was just said." And in fact, it happened at Yalk as well. Like a few people were chuckling, and I was like wanting to in on the joke, and that's what the joke was, and I didn't understand it because it was rude.
Oh no!
Luckily, William Hussey is a very, very gracious human being, and he explains the joke to me, and all was fine.
I've seen him on Twitter. He seems absolutely lovely.
He really is. I chaired an event that he was on the panel, the romance panel, and yeah, he was really, really funny and a very nice human. And yeah, obviously can explain rude jokes to people who don't understand them.
Never change.
Yeah, Sharon is on our team of not knowing what we've said.
Yes.
You're welcome, Kay.
Some book club excitement.
And Sharon's starting her own book club. Sharon's starting an indie book club, and my friend Elizabeth Sagewood is also starting a gothic book club. I feel like that might have just started actually. I think she said she's starting in December.
That sounds amazing.
So lots of fun book club happenings. And of course, there's Camille's Point Horror Book Club, which I do need to read more Point Horror books next year. So I'm going to try and do that every month. Read my Point Horror month because I've missed it this year. I missed reading this year, to be honest. I've hardly read any books the whole year. I think I've probably read maybe half of what I normally read just because of constant editing and eventing cycle.
Constant work. I'm the same, to be honest with you. I mean, I used to read a load while I was a librarian because I'd read on the job. I'd read with the kids. And I found that if I had a book in my hand, then I would collect them gradually. I'd end up with kids around me all reading as well. But nowadays, trying to find the time is really bad. And yet I have, countless hours to waste on Baldur's Gate 3 on the computer. And I'm planning stuff for Dungeons and Dragons and this, that, and the other. So I ought to make time for it, really. That's just being naughty.
So much capacity, though. You've got to do what makes you happy. And if reading makes you happy, yes, find time for it. But if those other things if those other things are filling that well for now, then that's good as well, isn't it? Like computer games. Something happened like 3.5 years ago that made me stop playing computer games. I don't know what it was, like birth of small child, I think. But yeah, so I have hardly played any computer games lately apart from a little bit of Animal Crossing. Speaking of small child, I summoned him.
I love Animal Crossing. Is Nathan a fan of Animal Crossing? I feel like he would really enjoy it because it is family friendly.
He's just started talking to me down the monitor, so I'm going to go to the next sprint if that's okay. We'll continue the computer game chat afterwards. So I'm going to go for the sprint and we will catch up at the end. See you in a bit,
guys. Good luck.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry for this.
Hello.
Small person-related delay, as usual.
Oh, that's okay. Don't worry.
Did you
Do
get
not
much done
worry.
in the extra 10 minutes? I got basically 0 done.
That's
Hope you
okay.
wrote on half of me.
I can give you guys my word count. So we're up to 1,195 words.
Ooh,
That's not bad for me. That's not
that's
bad,
really
guys. And
good.
it seems it's all right. It's just hard, like having to retread ground. So kind of trying to figure out kind of what information the reader needs to write off the bat, because there would be so much exposition otherwise in the beginning. There's so much to explain, the child crushing and the giant mushroom in the middle of the mountain and the backwards flowing waterfall and what happened to the protagonist's arm and all of this. So I can't speak, but I can write apparently, so that's all right.
I mean, the exposition, I still think that even in like my 5th round of edits, I'm still figuring out, or however many edits I've done at this point, exactly how much I need to say about the past books, because like there's one character who I'd mentioned quite a bit and I was like, they're dead actually, so I probably don't need to mention them that much. And it's hard because like they'd still be in Mina's mind because we're in her mind, but I don't want to just dump a load of info on them that isn't useful for this book. So yeah, I think that try and do what you can now, but also think about the plot of this book and know that you can seed those things in later.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's good advice. I mean, I think I've done okay so far, but like the certain details that are missing, and it's just figuring out when it's going to be appropriate. But we're just starting off with the 2 characters first, and then we'll go and meet the rest of the gang, because I told you last time that we have like more of an ensemble cast this time. Mm-hmm. We've got basically 4 human kids and 3 not human kids. So I'm thinking we'll add more details as we introduce the characters, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And that's a lot of characters to keep straight anyway. Like I find in big scenes, it's reminding everybody who's there all the time. Like even if somebody's just sitting and listening, like they've got to be sitting and listening on the page. Or they're tapping their foot, or they're doing whatever they're doing.
Definitely. I'm going to be splitting everyone up. I'm going to be throwing everyone in the deep end at different times, so that hopefully that will get a handle on that, because it is a lot of names to kind of keep track of, but I'm thinking it should be all right. We'll see.
It will.
We'll see how we go.
It's been done before. You know that ensemble casts are a thing that can work, so you can do it too.
Yeah, I do seem to have a lot of S's, a lot of S names in this one.
I have a problem with J names.
J names.
I at various points, and I think it was in book 2, one of the characters, Will, I ended up also being called a name that started with J in a very early draft. And I was like, oh crap, I can't have another J who's friends with Mina. It's just like Jared is enough J for Mina. And there were a couple of other like minor people. Oh, there's a Jason too, who I named after Jason from Friday the 13th, thinking I was being really clever. And then I was like, oh crap, that's another name that starts with J. So
I've got you. For me, vampires was M's.
Yeah.
There's Mina and Marged, and well, that's enough, isn't it? Really, and then it just. I've seen writing advice before that's like, don't name your characters with the same initial, but I just think life isn't like that, is it? I mean, look at our little gang of all the A's.
I know. So me and my brother are both A's, and my mum did that intentionally because she wanted to name us like cute things that went together. So
that's nice. That is nice.
Both named after book characters as well. Me, the spoilt one from Little Women, him, the spoilt one from Gone with the Wind. And I was like, what? So, I'm Amy from Little Women, and he's Ashley from Gone with the Wind.
Wow.
And I was like, I hope you don't think we're going to have the traits of those characters. But no, she just likes the names of those characters from those 2 books.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I think that is a nice thing to be named after. I'm named after a football club. So, I think it could, and let me tell you now, I know that they kick the ball and they fall over sometimes. That's all I know about football.
Isn't that all you need to know to be able to watch football? Let's be honest. I think the ball goes in goals too sometimes.
Sometimes, and then, the ref gets mad. I don't know. I get asked so much about football on school visits, and I'm just like, I do not know. Please educate me.
When I was a
Children.
teacher, WWE was really big, and I happened to be really into it, and the kids thought that was amazing. And I'm not as into it now. I do occasionally watch it still, but I was really into it, and I really liked Roman Reigns, which the kids thought was amazing. I don't think they realised that I liked him because he was hot and Hawaiian.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I've been there, Alex, having to be like cool and down with the kids, and usually I managed it, but every once in a while I did get a class where I couldn't vibe with what they were into. And that stuff.
I mean, on occasion you do. I mean, I could probably count. I mean, as a TA, I mean, obviously as a teacher, your experience is very different. But as a TA for 6 years, I can count on one hand the kids that I just haven't had a connection with.
Mm.
They have what I call the dead fish eyes when they look at me. And I just think
I'm trying to think. I think
don't know who I am.
Three. I reckon there were 3 kids I didn't feel like I got through to in all my years in my classes. And yeah, I suppose it's like that with people, isn't it? Like some adults you meet and you're like, we just don't gel. And you can try your best with children, and generally you can find something to tap into.
Yes, and it's always the kids that you don't expect on paper that you would get along with. And then it turns out that they're little weirdos and you vibe very well with them because you're a big weirdo.
I always thought,
which is nice.
I was a really cute, prissy little girl. I say really cute, debatable, but yeah, I was like a kind of prissy, goody-goody little girl. And I thought I would get on with those kinds of girls, but actually it was the cheeky little boys who were on the boundary of naughty that I really liked, and that I wanted to like bring them over onto the not naughty side. They were always the ones that I had loads of fun with.
Yeah, I was just smiling. That's so nice.
I remember once one little boy, I'll tell you the story and then I'll go to the comments. I remember walking past a kid, and I used to teach year 2, and he was humming something, and I was like, oh my God, he's humming songs from the Buffy musical, and I just let him be. And his mum, she not let him watch the whole of Buffy, but she'd played him the soundtrack of the Buffy musical, and I was like, I really understood that kid on a deep level. Like, he really loves those songs.
Oh, that's so lovely. That's so nice. It's nice when you can have that little moment of connection. I remember my library was really nice for having like lots of different kinds of kids in it, and not always the kids that you would necessarily expect, but a nice mix. It's nice to see them all getting along. Just times have changed, haven't they? I think schools are a lot more difficult than they were when I was getting into it. I think that because of budget cuts and everything, and here I am getting angry about this, first NaNoWriMo and now the state of the DFE. Sorry.
It's all right. We're covering a lot of things. This is good. Let's get it out there.
We are. I'm a political woman. I'm a woman in politics, and I have lots of opinions on things.
We need more people like us in politics, I think. Maybe we could start rolling on some things like that. Let's see what the people in the comments are doing, how political they're feeling tonight. They Thirst. That's a good title.
That does sound really awesome.
Oh, wow, that sounds like a proper spread. I have not read The Night Circus. It's one of those books I feel like I should have read. Have you read it, Alex?
Oh, no, I've never had the pleasure. Who is it by?
I wish I could tell you. I can picture the cover. And
that's all right. To Google.
Erin Morgenstern? Have I just made that up? Is that a real person?
Yes.
I think she wrote... Oh, was that right?
Yeah. Erin
Morgenstern. Okay, good. I was picturing the cover of The Starless Sea, which I also have not read and down.
That's a great name. That is Erin Morningstar. Does that mean
is it?
German? That's amazing. She's very famous, isn't she? I'm pretty sure I've heard that name. Wow. Yeah.
33 words. And that's great that you finished your chapter 3. I mean, I'm trying to think. I've got, in my current one, my chapters are about 1,500 to 2,500. And I've got a random 700-word chapter. And I was like, am I just going to leave this as it is? This, like, page and a half chapter?
Well, I mean, sometimes I do think that chapters should be as long as they need to be, and if that's 700 words or 187 words, I think
Yeah,
that can be very impactful, like the way that it looks on the page.
yeah, same.
Yeah,
The
I've never had a
Beach.
chapter as short as that, though,
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah, The Beach, one of my favourite books, has some chapters that short. In fact, some are really, really short in that, and I loved it. It's sometimes like quite a shock, isn't it, to turn over and you're like, oh, there's just a few lines here. Why is there only a few lines?
Oh, I noticed it's not exactly the same thing, but in one of the Lemony Snicket books, one of the series of unfortunate events, the one with the elevator, I have such core memory of turning the page, and I'm sorry if no one's read it yet, because this is a massive spoiler, so feel free to go la 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 la. You turn the page, and it's just black, and it's the kids falling down the elevator shaft. But I've got such a visceral memory of reading that as a little girl, in my room with a light in the dark room. Oh my god! And my stomach just fell out my bum. It was amazing. So I'm all for amazing,
have you read
layouts
New
and
Moon?
things.
Doesn't Bella have a thing in New Moon where she's grieving Edward leaving? Again, spoiler, sorry. I'm sure most people have read New Moon, and I don't know whether it's blank pages or it's like Bella still sitting by the window. But there's a good bit. Somebody please tell me in the chat if I'm right. I'm sure there's something where she doesn't do anything for a little while, and like the book doesn't do anything for a while, and I found it quite annoying, but also quite clever at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that is quite clever. I mean, give Stephanie Meyer, credit where it's due. I must admit though, I read Twilight, read the teaser for whatever the second one is. Is the second one New Moon?
New Moon, yeah.
Thought that Bella was going to get eaten, got very excited, and thus picked up New Moon, realised that she isn't going to get eaten, and then put it down.
It does seem a little bit like she's going to get eaten. I remember that teaser, and
yeah,
I bought all three books
bad
at the same time.
I do appreciate Bella for what she is. I think that she's drawn a lot of flack for being anti-feminist, etc., etc. But I think, I've watched enough YouTuber video essays to sort of appreciate her for what she is. I would never crap all over him.
Yeah, I think
I enjoyed Twilight.
Yeah.
The first one, I did enjoy it, so maybe I should. But then I was more of a Sookie Stackhouse fan, so
yeah,
I got my fix there.
Agreed. And definitely they're the ones that I would reread. Oh, I've not heard of that. That sounds interesting.
Sounds good.
Golden rule. Oh, what's your rule on ghosts? Can ghosts kill in your books, Alex?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that though. I think I always say this to the kids as well. I think when you're writing like iconic horror monster lore, it would be really easy, wouldn't it, to get bogged down in all of the rules, like all of the rules throughout like ghost history. But I think as long as you pick your parameters and make them true for your world and stick with them, then that's absolutely fine. So yeah, my ghosts absolutely can and will and do kill.
The unquiet spirits of the dead, they can kill. Yeah,
Hang on, that's interesting though. That's interesting.
So we have.
So what's the difference then between a ghost and a spirit?
So I guess then by this definition, the ghost specific interpretation of ghost is the echo of the past, like being replayed but isn't actually active.
I see.
Interesting.
I love that. That's very interesting. I would read this. It sounds very good.
Yeah, Sharon agrees.
Yeah, you've got the nod of approval from Sharon.
I know that feeling. I like killing people quite early on. Yay!
Oh, Sharon, I can't wait for you to read it. I really can't. I'm just excited. We should be seeing illustrations soon, guys, which is a big thing in middle grade. So
oh my gosh, we're going to get a lot of exciting things to see. It'll
all happen all at once, and I'll be very stressed. I'll go grey, but it will be good fun.
It will. It'll be great. It will. Oh, that was nice, Sharon. I like having a little story.
Oh, the champions.
Oh, an age who knows exactly gets the pop culture reference. Oh,
very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a choice, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I was Team Edward, and I still kind of am Team Edward, although I quite like Taylor Lautner these days as well. But yeah, so I understood, like, if my Edward left, I think I would be probably sitting in a chair and feeling miserable too. So I do completely get that choice. I'm just grabbing my laptop because I realised I put it like across the room, and if I don't do it now, I'll go into a state of inertia for the last sprint. So whoops, I'm messing up my kitty. Let's change the timer to 30 minutes to do the last one. Are you okay for another 30 minutes, Alex? We're still
I
waking up.
am. I'm going to do a little bit more on this. We can do it.
We can. I didn't do much in the last one because I was mainly upstairs. And little boy said at one point, what did he say? Something like, if you need to work, go and do some work, just let me know. Just before he fell asleep. I was like,
oh,
he knows what I do every evening. He knows that when he goes to bed, this is when I start working. Bless him. Very
what a
wise
legend.
soul. Very
He
young
is.
soul.
Yeah, he is very wise. I
Yeah,
need someone to tell me that.
yeah,
Although I'd be a
no.
bit shocked if Mac turned around and said to me, if you need to go and work, it's okay.
Yeah, that might be.
Considering that he's a dog.
I was shocked with a 3-year-old saying it. Definitely more shocked if a dog said it. Okay, let's put the last sprint on and we will see you in half an hour.
Good luck.
And that is it, the last reading sprint. How did you get on, Alex?
Hello. Yes, all done. All done for the night, I think. So we are at 1,452 words. I think that's all right. That's not
That's really
bad.
good. An evening's writing, definitely.
Yeah, job done. Thank you for having me along. How about you?
You're
How did
welcome.
you get on?
Well, I've actually nearly finished what I wanted to get done tonight, so I might do a tiny bit more after sprint. I've only got a few more pages of comments to type up because I tend to like immediately type up onto the manuscript like easy things, and if it's something I need to think about, I put it on as a comment. So it's quite quick progress what I'm doing, but I know that I'm going to need to come back and think about some of the tricky ones later.
That's a good tactic, though. Very good. I just tend to take everything in order, which maybe isn't the best way to do it, but yeah, that sounds good to me. I just find that I get overwhelmed if I try to digest feedback all at once. I like to take one comment at a time.
I find though that I get sometimes really mentally stuck, and then I'm like, I can't do this now. Like, I just can't see the way through this now. And I find sometimes if I let it sit for a bit and then come back to it, then that's it. I'm just going to bring up Sharon's comments because that's a nice way to end. And it did go really fast. Thank you.
It has gone mega fast, really fast today. Thank you so much, everyone. I've had a really nice time, and it's really helped me. I feel like now I can spend, this next 3 months descending into chaos again with confidence with you all. So thank you very much for that. I've had a lovely time.
You've started. Well done. That is honestly, starting and feeling like you're heading in the right direction is really good. I sometimes spend a bit of time like getting a bit stuck where the actual start of the story is. So if you've done that, that's really good.
Yeah, I had an idea of where we needed to be. I could see the scene, I could see the setting, I could see the characters, and I think that having that idea was really, really helpful. And my way in has been through dialogue.
Yeah.
As it usually is, being able to hear everyone, I think kind of gives me more of an idea of what they're doing.
Yeah.
So yes, that has been really, really handy. And the fact that I've begun, like I said before, with one of my absolute favorite characters that I've ever written, ever, helps. Yeah, very dramatic, lots of shouting. A bit like me.
No, you're not shouting. On camera, anyway.
I've been known.
Oh, well, thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone in the comments.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.